Okay, so I thought I would do a random video for, I do these occasionally, the why you are stuck. So we're going to pick whatever sign comes out, we are going to read for that particular sign. So let's see what we get. So, why you are stuck. What sign needs to hear this right now? Okay. What sign? Okay. Okay, Aquarius, there we go. All right, Aquarius, why you are stuck. We have Virgo at the bottom here as well, so you could definitely be dealing with a Virgo. I don't see why you're stuck. You got some pretty damn good cards here at the bottom of the deck, but all right, we'll go with it. Okay. Aquarius. So is this, we'll try to get the subject matter now. We'll see love, career, that sort of thing. Maybe it's a little bit of both. Let's see. Main theme, please, for Aquarians out there. Aquarians. Okay. Okay. Seven of Swords. Okay, so Seven of Swords, that can be a lot of different things. So, to me, we do have the Two of Cups at the bottom of the deck, Four of Wands and the Lover's card, and the Two of Wands. So, it definitely could be like a choice between moving forward with, you've got Chariot here. Temperance could be Sagittarius, Gemini, something like that. So, I mean, the Seven of Swords to me, like I said, it can be a couple different things. I mean, it's most likely love, since we do have Two of Cups at the bottom of the deck. I mean, did I say Seven of Cups? I think I did. I meant Seven of Swords. Seven of Swords, I mean, it is your card, Aquarius, all right? Well, it's Moon in Aquarius, all right? So, it's not, you know, I mean, the Seven of Swords, it's a card that I study a lot because it's a very confusing card. You know, it's someone, to me, what I've, you know, divulged from this is it's someone who's extremely resourceful, all right? Like, I always think of the Seven of Swords as someone who's very streetwise, okay? But almost, it's like sometimes there's people who are a little, like, they're too smart for their own good, that they end up getting in their way. So if that makes sense, it's like it's a little bit of a pattern card to me too. It's a card that is crying out for spiritual change is what I see with this. So I mean, this could be a great deal of why you are stuck. I mean, it most likely has something to do with love. It doesn't have to be though. It can be, you know, any type of area. I mean, it's a highly a high personality type of card to me. You know, a lot of times it's like sneaking around and things like that. You know, maybe that's the case too. Maybe, you know, but I look at this more on a spiritual level because that's what these types of videos are when I do them. They're more on like what's the root of different things. So, I mean, the Seven of Swords, again, very resourceful, very smart. Even if you're not book smart, you're just, you're streetwise, you know, you have a good, what I like to call uncommon sense about you, okay? Because I'm thinking common sense is not so common these days. That's why I like to call it uncommon sense. But it's almost in a way beginning to become a detriment because you are so streetwise. You have so much common sense. That you can see through people very easily, but it also, this is a card of change, of spiritual change. So the thing is, you might have, if you don't become this person, like, or have these types of issues, unless you've been through like a lot of things where you've had to be resourceful, where you've had to be street smart, you've had to be these things. And the difference, I think, with this is realizing when to let go and trust. Okay, because again, to me, this is a pattern card. This is somebody who kind of keeps doing the same thing over and over again, and not necessarily expecting different results, but not even noticing that they're getting the same results like every time. They've always got one, you know, they're always looking behind their shoulder, you know, to see kind of the aftermath, if you will, you know, of what may come, you know, that kind of deal. So let's see what else is going on here. So show me, what kind of question should we ask here? Okay. So, all right, got it. All right. So show me exactly what Aquarius needs to work on. Show me. I will talk quietly to myself at times and mumble. Don't worry about it. I will speak very clearly when it's time. So show me exactly, very clearly, and for their highest good. What does Aquarius need to focus on the most right now? What do they need to focus on for their highest good the most right now? Aquarius is watching this video. Okay. Okay. Ooh. All right. So I was asking what Aquariuses need to focus on the most right now for their highest good. We've got the Ten of Swords. So there could be a Gemini, because we did have that Lovers card there also. So there could be a Gemini that there's some sort of attention or something that needs to be brought out with that. Or this is some sort of ending that needs, ooh, wow, yeah. An ending to a long-term like commitment that needs to be focused on here. Let's see. Chances are it's just not, yeah, all right. So it's karmic. To me, this is a very karmic type relationship. It's somebody most likely that you are either married to or that you have had a long-term partnership with. With the Six of Pentacles coming out, most likely this just has not been the most equal type, because a lot of times I do see the six of Pentacles as being very balanced and things like that. But I'm just seeing from these other cards, because to me, on the either side of the Six of Pentacles, we have the Nine of Pentacles and we have the Hierophant. So somebody here is extremely committed and someone here is still feeling like they're single. All right. So I don't feel like the balance is right with you guys. Okay. So it's like, that's what I feel needs to change, needs to end, that sort of thing. Justice is a card of balance, of bringing this into balance. So, I mean, that could be why you're stuck. I mean, maybe, some of you guys are in a relationship where someone is like totally committed to this, and the other person just still is sort of like lackadaisical, out there in the garden, strolling around, and doing their own thing and that kind of deal, whereas the other person's taking it very seriously and all of that. It could be financial equality too. There could be some indications of that. But with the Justice card, I do feel like it is a karmic situation. Let's see if we can get a little bit more on what your actions, your highest actions should be for your highest good. So what are our Aquarius's highest, for their highest good, what are the actions they should take in this situation? What are the actions? Now, if this is a financial thing, a work thing, I mean, it's kind of the same message as it would be, because, I mean, that's a relationship too. We have a relationship with our work and our jobs and things like that. So it could be, it could just be a matter of speaking up for what you think, should be fair. Maybe realizing your worth and your place and all of that a little bit more. Asking for what you want. If you want a raise, if you want more money, those types of things, then, show them who you are. Show them, the fairness of this. Like if it truly feels like it's deserved, then you need to show them that this is the case, because they're not seeing it, is what I see. All right, so let's take a look at your next action, highest good. Okay. Page of Pentacles, Page of Wands. Okay, so communicate to the Empress, Temperance. Okay. Okay. So this could be about work with the Empress here. We do have these Pentacles here, Hierophant, Justice. Give me a second here. Let me take a look. So your next action. Okay, so your next action is to definitely take your time, study what is in front of you. Because I feel like you need to reach out to someone, but I think you need to take your time and think about the approach that you want to do this. So for instance, if this is about work or asking for more money or what have you, then it's about taking your time, assessing things. In other words, you don't want to just like walk in blind and just because it seems like a good time to go ask your boss for a raise or more money or something like that, just because you're feeling it that day. You know, what you want to do with something like, and I'm a fan of following your intuition and all of that, but when it comes to things like when you're dealing with a corporation or something where you're going to be approaching a boss or something like that, you know, I feel like it's a really good idea to have a good outline of things you're going to take in there with you. You know, in other words, you want to show the boss or whoever it is that you're speaking with, you want to show them kind of on paper why you deserve these things, why you feel that it's a little imbalanced, that you should be getting more money or a raise or something like that. You don't want to just go in and just say, well, I've been here a long time and I work really hard and blah blah blah. You want to actually show them how you are adding to the company, show them like with examples. So I feel like that's what the Page of Pentacles is doing, is kind of getting that ready, okay, before they go and express what it is that they want. All right, so they're assessing. You need your next action for highest good or whatever advice is to take your time, really think about what you want to present, and then present it. With the Page of Wands, taking action to do that. Some of you may have a female boss. That could be. Now, if it's not work related, I feel like it's the same thing. I mean, if it is a love situation, I think it's the same kind of approach. It's really interesting with Hierophant, though, and Pages. That's kind of a little odd. So let me see how that's working. Well, I stand by that, though. I think it's more about like assessing what you want to say and then say it. I mean, the Empress is very calm, cool, collected. She just has like an air of abundance about her. She is like the mother, the beautiful mother of the tarot. Temperance is here too. These are like, they're nice energy cards. So, I mean, whatever it is, I feel like it will be taken well. That's what I see. But you need to assess what you're going to say and then say it, is what I'm seeing here. Let me look at the Ten of Swords. Nine of Swords. Yeah, this is causing a lot of anxiety. You just want to move forward. Yeah, up in the air, possibly about a past person. That could very well be. So the Ten of Swords, I don't have too much clarity on. So for some of you, it could be different things. Maybe it was a firing that was unfair, and maybe, honestly, this could be saying too, maybe with the Seven of Swords, it's time to seek out some legal counsel even. That could be for some of you. So keep that in mind as well. For others of you, I mean, whatever the situation, if it's love, if it's an ending, if it's a divorce, if it's a separation, it feels like there's like a lot of anxiety tied to this. It's keeping you up at night. It's a lot of Gemini energy here, okay? So even if you are not dealing with a Gemini, that's what it feels like, okay? Because it's like there's this like, which that makes sense because it's kind of a split personality, whereas we're looking for balance here, with these cards. So and Gemini energy is split, it's the split twins, we need that balance, not split personalities, so I think that's okay. So that didn't give me too much on the Ten of Swords. So all right, so we have the action. Let's get a little bit more deeper as to why you are stuck in this situation. All right, so let me move these. So why is Aquarius stuck in the Ten of Swords energy here? Why are they stuck in this Ten of Swords energy here? Why are they stuck in the Ten of Swords energy here? Okay. All right. Five of Swords. Okay, holding on to, not following what you really want. We also have the Virgo card under here again. So definitely some of you could be dealing with a Virgo, or it's just Hermit energy, which is your higher self, your wisdom. Okay, so I'm not surprised to see this card that comes out usually when I do a why you're stuck video. This card comes out. It's very common. So to me, it's like the Five of Swords. I mean, it can mean a lot of different things, but some certain cards mean certain things to certain readers. For me, when I see the Five of Swords, it is a card of somebody who they want to be right no matter what. I mean, and that means a lot to all readers, but it's like really. So it's like they will defend their position, until the death, and that it may not be serving them anymore. All right. So in other words, it's like something that they feel like they were so right about that there's no way they could be wrong. And I don't mean in an ego kind of way. I want to make that clear. It's not like, I'm not talking about like political arguments or something like that, where, or religious arguments or those types of things. It's more of I mean, in a sense, I guess it could be kind of those things, but it's a moral kind of dilemma. All right. But it's like fighting for something that, even though like, like there's probably changes with it, you'll still fight for it anyway, because that's what you started off to do. It's like you will see that battle through to the end because you knew it was right, and there's no changing your mind. Okay, and Aquarius fixed, right? So it's kind of that type of energy, and not recognizing that something does need to change. So I think that's the main reason for being stuck. It's like you'll suffer, through this like sleepless night, this this like ending, and all of this, just because, it's like, it's right, kind of thing. So, I guess, the thing to do would be to think about, whether or not, because we have a 9 and a 10 here. These are both ending numbers to me. 9s and 10s are like numbers that are ending. And the 5 is the challenge. 5s are, you get 2 5s here, challenges. So I really think it's about letting go of past patterns, past feelings about the way things are supposed to go, the expectations that they are supposed to be, that kind of thing. If there's a problem in reciprocity here, in this relationship, in the work life, whatever it is, then there's adjustments that need to be made. This is all air energy, So that's surrounding, I'm sorry, I wasn't holding those properly. That's surrounding this ending. So that tells me this is all things that could be controlled, because it's mental activity. And we are supposed to be, it's easier said than done, but we are supposed to be in control of our thoughts, in our minds. We are supposed to, like our true self is supposed to be in command. But generally that's not the way it works. Generally our mind commands us, for the most of us, I mean, it's pretty hard not to let that happen, but it's not supposed to be that way. And I feel like this is one of those examples more to the extreme, where it's like, you will win this no matter what, even if it's not right for you, even if it's not, right for them, even if it's, it's just, that's where the energy is. And I feel like this is something that your higher wisdom is pointing you, I think, in a different direction, is what I think. So let me get some oracle cards for you guys. All right. We'll look at this in a minute. Okay. Aquarius. What do they need to know the most? What do they need to know on this situation? What do they need to know the most? Aquarius is, okay. Hang on. Aquarius is, high advice for this situation, please. Okay. Whoa, all right. That's way too many. All right, let's see what we got first of all. Boundaries. Where do you need to establish better boundaries? Okay, so that makes sense. That has something to do with this, because there's something here that is imbalanced. Somebody is highly committed. Somebody is sort of like nonchalant. All right, so I feel like that's more like relationship-y, as far as I can see. I mean, if it is work related, then maybe look at that too. Maybe if like there's firings a lot and things like that, maybe it's because they don't feel like that you're super committed, or to their way of traditional work, which that would make sense. It's very hard for Aquariuses to follow that kind of path, because you guys are the trendsetters, you guys are the visionaries, so it's hard to work in the good old boys club. So that you might be like the Nine of Pentacles, just sort of like do whatever, I do what I want, kind of thing. So, and it does say boundaries. Where do you need to establish better boundaries? So I feel like if it's a relationship thing, then it's like somebody here is like not as, as you are. Like, you are fighting to the death, and this person's just sort of like, ooh, oh, that's a pretty birdie. Will you talk to me, birdie? And it's, so that could be like setting better boundaries with yourself, setting better boundaries with your partner. Like, what will you take? What will you won't? That kind of thing. You have the card of awakening, energetic upgrades, and a new way of being also. Okay, so I feel like that could happen with that Seven of Swords, because the Seven of Swords is a pretty damn spiritual card to me. Okay, you have to the sea and fifth chakra. All right, so that's communication, trips, voyages, things like that, that kind of energy. We have way too many cards over here, so let me just kind of browse through them real quick. Let's see. Okay, the sun I will bring, because I think I said something about Leo earlier, and because it actually landed underneath my crystal like that. I don't know, it must have flew, because my crystal's sitting there, and it must have flew and landed like underneath it, so we'll take that one. All right, so you have the sun card here. That's about happiness. It could be about a Leo. You have journey again, so you have two travel cards: deep knowing, trust, creation, and blossoming. All right, so I mean, all right, I'll go with these then, because you got enough of them that it makes a story. I thought it might be all mishmashy. So you have building blocks and exchanging gifts, okay? So, and I feel like that's what's going on here too. Like, that's what needs to happen. You guys need better boundaries. You need building blocks. You need to exchange gifts, equally, and that kind of thing. There needs to be an equal give and take with this. We need to bring, balance to a situation, I feel. So building blocks and exchanging gifts. I think that's really cool. You also have the card of journey, and it is the number 2. So I think that's really, really good. There might be a trip for you, because you have to the sea also. So it might be maybe even just taking some time to yourself, and I always think it almost looks like she's in like a big bathtub to me. I always think of that old commercial from the 70s, Calgon, take me away. It's like, that's why I say, maybe you just need to spend some time by yourself, take a little retreat, take a little, time for yourself, something like that. Again, a 7, 7, we have 7 with this Seven of Swords, spiritual change, enlightenment, things like that. So, I mean, journey can be metaphoric also, but I don't know, you have 2 travel cards here, so that it might just behoove you to kind of, and, she's on her own too. So we have two cards of travel with one person in it. It's like taking some time out, going and rejuvenating yourself, maybe having a little adventure. If you can, if you can't afford something like that, you can, like in my days in LA, it's like I couldn't afford to go take a vacation or go to a spa or a retreat, nothing like that. So it's like I just like hop in my car and just like drive somewhere, like kick ass, because like in LA you can drive, well, I was gonna say 30 minutes, but it's more like 2 hours. but you can go somewhere that's just kind of peaceful and be by yourself and things like that. Well, you used to be able to. You can't really do that anymore. But anyway, not going into that. You have the card of deep knowing and trust here. So I think there is something that you guys do like feel on a deeper level, but you just have to, like, it's not quite here yet. With the trust card, it's called the egg moon, and I don't know if you can see that or not. She's in like this kind of like clear egg, and we have this like kind of mother goose, kind of just sitting on it, waiting for her, this person in the little egg to come out and blossom and that sort of thing. So it's like, just trust that this is going to break open and break free. You're protected by this, this beautiful mother goose kind of energy, and then you have creation and blossoming. So these 2 cards very much speak to talent. Okay. Creation also to me speaks of, people who are into manifestation, that sort of thing, because right here rolled up in these scrolls are blueprints. And those same blueprints, they're like an architect's blueprints, that type of thing, are mapped out onto the universe here. Okay, it's hard to see the detail because my camera is just not all that great. But so this person, and that, what was I saying about? Yeah, that's this Page of Pentacles is like the blueprints, okay, and mapping that, like seeing what they want to see. You also have the 5th chakra and to the sea. So do some envisioning about what you want to see, okay, and then kind of map that out, and then communicate your needs to the divine feminine, like Mother Nature, goddess energy, whatever. I mean, this might not be an actual person. This could be like an energy, of like a beautiful, like kind of a female deity or something like that you want to put that message out to. All right. And then we have the card of blossoming. So, and she's playing a violin. So I always think of, this is someone's talent that is blossoming. All right. This is coming out and exploring things. It's also a number 33. So, I mean, it's beautiful. This is like, something that is very strong and with you, and can be something very good. And then let's just not forget the Sun card landing underneath the amethyst. Okay. So, I mean, I believe there's some good, happy changes for you. And, this I feel, I mean, this could be a person, sure. Maybe you're reaching out to the Empress, or to a Sagittarius or something like that, or a Taurus. That could be, absolutely. But to me, like with those, along with those oracle cards, that's exactly kind of what I see here. Having a blueprint, having an idea, studying it a little bit, then moving forward, communicating very well, to, like the Cosmic Mother. I think it was, a Yogananda book or something I read a long time ago that said, like, if you really, really want something, that you should appeal to the mother. Okay, because and that made sense, because if you think about it, it's like, I mean, the mother, moms in general, they want to like make their children happy. They want to give their kids things. It's like the crying baby that's just like crying and crying and crying. The mom's gonna come eventually. So keep crying to the mother. Ask the mother. The universal mother, cosmic mother, that sort of thing. That's really what I feel that is. I know that sounds like kind of strange, but that's what I'm really getting with that. As far as why you're stuck, I feel, like this is, the reason right here, the 5 of Swords. This is the card to study, to look at, see what it means to you. And if you see any, this is a stubborn energy. It's somebody who, it's at times even a little bullyish in a way. But I don't feel it's you being stubborn or bullyish to someone else except yourself. It's like, I feel like at any cost, you will win this situation, even if it's supposed to change spiritually. And that's kind of what I think. When you have this, like, this talent and stuff that, the boundaries you just need to set better boundaries. Let me look at that card too. And then we'll wrap this up. We'll look at these two. They're the first two that fell out. Aquariuses. Where do they need to establish better boundaries? Okay. 5 of Cups. So the 5 of Cups to me is a little bit of, I always say, and I don't mean to be, it's another 5, first of all. So we've got, another 5. So these are obstacles, challenges, things like that. Refusing to stubborn things, lessons that you have to keep learning, all of that. It's a little bit of a pity card, like a woe is me card, a little bit of that. It's also focusing on what was good about something. Okay, because the 3 of Cups is like fun. The 3 of Cups is like an abundance of love, or like having a good time, or I mean, sure, it can be a third party situation and all that. So it could be that maybe you're really focused on somebody that hurt you with a third party situation. That can be. It's a lot of those types of things. All right, it's either looking back on something that was once very fun, but it doesn't feel fun anymore, or it's a possible third party situation that just kind of like was the nail in the coffin and kind of, you know, took the wind out of your sails kind of deal. That could be too. You know, the thing we, you know, us tarot readers always point out about this card is that the Two of Cups, which in tarot is a strong connection and all of that, is like right behind this person. But they're so focused on what they've lost or what they don't have anymore, or these good times from the good old days, you know, or whatever it is, that they don't even bother turning around and looking at things from a different perspective, and then seeing that this love is like right there with them, you know, so or about to be discovered as they turn around, you know. So there's that. There's always love with you, and I always love the fact that it's coming in from behind. I always think that's kind of cosmic and cool. But I mean, it's, you know, literal too. There's probably somebody here. You know, there's you know, water under the bridge. You know, that's the thing. You know, we got water and we got a bridge. It's water under the bridge is where this needs to be. So I think that's as far as where do you need to establish better boundaries, that could be it. You know, maybe there's something within yourself where you've kind of cloaked yourself in this sorrow, in a sense. It's like a romanticism, a sorrow over what has been lost. Okay. And let's see, awakening, energetic upgrades, a new way of being, integration. How does Aquarius get there? Okay. Strength. Beautiful. Love it. Okay. Quickly. All right. Beautiful. So awakening, energetic upgrades, a new way of being, and integration. Because I love this card because it's kind of like she's levitating, you know, and receiving these energetic upgrades. Okay. And how do you get there? Strength. All right. So yes, it could be a Leo possibly, but you know, I let's look at this a little more cosmically, you know, because it's like, oh, I'm dating a Leo. You know, it's not about that. I mean, we're talking about something way more cosmic here. So we're looking at the bigger meaning. So the Strength card. I mean, you know, you get there by being strong. You get there by these are not strong cards. These are the weaknesses. You know, these are the things that need to change, and where the boundaries need to be, you know, set better boundaries with things. Or if this person is this way to you, you know, you need to set better boundaries with them, how they treat you. Okay. And the Strength card, you know, is how you are going to have your awakening. All right. So that is more of, I mean, it can be a few things. It can be taming certain things within yourself. You know, there might be certain things that just are a little bit too much. You know, I mean, the lion roars, you know, and lets everybody know they're the king of the jungle. You know, so it could be, you know, maybe there's a few things you need to tame, you know, in that respect. Okay. But it's also, though, it's a very beautiful energy of you know, like Beauty and Beast type qualities. So it's integrating kind of both of these energies, because again we have like this sense of like feminine energy being strong. Okay, so I think that's kind of how you're going to get there. You need to incorporate the lion when it needs to be, when you need to roar. Okay, oh my god, I am woman, hear me roar, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's times for that. Okay, and there's times then for the femininity as well. All right, and knowing how to like kind of master that and blend that. I don't know, I feel like, you know, some of you guys are on your way to like a very big, significant spiritual threshold, you know, where you're going to be crossing over to something like a high, like an energetic upgrade, you know, is what I'm sensing here, just because of the beautiful cards that came out here. So that's what I got. I don't, you know, hopefully that was of some help for you guys. And let's see. I feel kind of bad. I kind of dropped the ball on like the normal stuff, like career and love relationships and all that. I don't know. All right, let's see. What do they need to change in regards to career? Okay, I'll just give a quick one on that. Seven of Swords, all right. And love, what do they need to change in regards to love? Okay, all right. And it's not saying you have to change, because I'm not saying it's like you're like if you're in a love relationship and it's not working out. I'm not saying it's like you like what do you have to change in order to I don't mean it like that. What I mean is like what if you're stuck, what do you need to change to like get unstuck? Okay, so isn't that interesting? I asked to give me one card for career, and the Seven of Swords came out. All right, so again, the Seven of Swords, like they are so smart and they're useful. It's time for you to realize that you are valuable, all right, and that you don't have to keep hopping from job to job to job to job. Okay, that's what this kind of person does. So what needs to happen here is to assess where you are, and maybe you're a lot further ahead than you realize, and start looking then at positions that are more suitable for you. Because maybe you keep doing like these same things, and maybe like you get fired, you get this, you get that, whatever, or the job the contract runs out, whatever it may be. But understanding your resourcefulness, the stubbornness also, in those cards that we talked about, okay, and then start blueprinting and working towards like something higher, because that Empress card came out. All right, so that this is not, you could start blueprinting your way to something like that, because chances are you probably have a lot of value, but you've probably been doing the same type of work for so long that you've forgotten to stop, and like you want your boss to evaluate you and give you a raise, right? But you probably have failed to stop and evaluate yourself, and see like, wow, I guess I got a pretty damn good work history behind me now. Maybe I should be, seeking out higher jobs, so that kind of thing. As far as love, I forgot what the question was, but it was something, for your highest good, or what blah, 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 I don't know. So you have the Chariot card. Moving forward, again, we have this theme of balance, with the black and the white. You have the Ace of Wands at the bottom of the deck. So I feel like with love, things can really move forward for you. It's just that it's got to drive that way. You've got to run the chariot, for your, and so does your other person, though. That's the thing. You can be in chariot mode and wrangling everything just fine, but if they're not, then you got to kind of see if there's a way, like if you guys are partners, see if there's a way you guys, because you can help them, because, I'm a strong believer of your actions will inspire others. So it's that kind of deal. So, all right, so I'm going to leave it there. Hopefully that was some help for you guys. And I'm going to start on the December videos shortly. So I'll be getting those out. I'll probably just kind of be putting out one at a time kind of deal throughout the month. So keep an eye out for that. And I'm going to do them in random order so that it's not just Aries through Pisces, so that everybody has to wait till the end, or, whatever. I'm just going to do them at random. So anyway, thanks guys for hanging out. I hope this was some help for some of you guys out there. And let me know if it was. I appreciate it. And we'll talk soon. All right, thanks. Bye.